What's the best piece of financial advice for someone in their 20s? I'm going to answer that question in today's episode of FrugalBC. What's up, guys? Today, welcome back to another episode of FrugalBC, the show that teaches you how to save more money so you can invest more and gain financial independence. Today's episode, I want to talk about a question I got on Quora. So occasionally I get asked to answer questions on Quora, and then it's actually pretty impressive. A lot of questions come through, and far more than I have time to answer, which is kind of surprising because I don't know that I have a huge profile on Quora, but it's starting to grow. And so I just wanted to answer one that I got over the weekend that I did answer. I thought was really interesting. It was, what is the best piece of advice for someone in their 20s, or the most important? And so I thought about that a little bit. And really, I think what it comes down to is to spend less than you earn. I think that's the most important thing that you can internalize when you're in your 20s. Why is that so important? Because I think all of your financial success will hinge on your ability to do just that. In your 20s, and I went through this, I think everyone I know went through this. It's a time for most people earn the least that they're going to in their entire life. You feel like everyone else earns a lot more than you. There obviously are exceptions, especially if you're in software development. Anything with IT, you're going to earn a really good salary, probably earn a lot more than most of your peers. And finances can be a good one for that. But the vast majority of people in their 20s, you just tend not to earn as much as you do in your 30s and 40s. And I found that to be true for me. Most of the people I know, that has been the case. You gain more experience. You tend to get hired for more things. You start looking into entrepreneurship. Some people start businesses, and that's how they earn money. Why do I think that's the most important piece of advice? Because I really feel like everything hinges off of that. Once you can start spending less than you earn, that is a superpower. If you do nothing besides that, you will probably always have a decent amount. You'll have far fewer financial problems than you do otherwise. This is something I think about a lot. This made a huge difference in my life. Even learning to live within your means is actually a good step. Just not like borrowing more money than you can pay back. That's a huge step. Just getting on the right side of that equation. Even before I started financial independence, before I even knew what FIRE was, I recognized that it was a good idea to live within my means and to not spend beyond that. Now, I wasn't very good I always had like a little bit of a surplus in the bank, but I wasn't good at saving to the point where I could really start investing and making that money work for me. What changed my mind was reading Mr. Money Mustache and realizing that saving and investing goes beyond being responsible. It's actually like a superpower, and it's kind of like a thumb to the system. The system wants you to spend as much as humanly possible. We live in a consumerist culture. There's no way around that. And it's okay to participate in that a little bit, but we're just trained to spend and buy everything far more than we need. And when you really think back, the reason why frugality makes sense to me is it's not like I'm hurting myself for the basics. I'm just not giving in to all these demands for me to just constantly be buying shit I don't need. So I think it's better to just not spend that much. I feel like I buy all the things that I need, and I buy a few of the things that I want, and that's good enough for me. I don't have to buy every single thing that strikes my fancy and just jump into it. This is why I think this is important, because I also think there's implications on the environment. I just think if we're taking in less stuff, we're spending less money, but we're also just causing less to be produced. Thus, that's good too. So I think that's a really good thing to internalize for people. If you're in your 20s, like even getting that equation to, spending 5% less of what you earn, that will make a huge difference. You'll start putting money in the bank, which is what I recommend first. Put some money in the bank. Don't spend it. Just leave it there. You don't even have to invest it necessarily, but have a good little nest egg. So then when emergencies arise, as they always seem to in your 20s, you have money to pay for it. That's a superpower. I don't know any other way to put it. Like when you have money behind you to the point where you don't have to worry about money in the sense of, I don't have to worry if I get a $500 bill that it's going to sink me. I know I have that money in the bank. I try to have as much money invested versus in the bank, which is good. But so that's that. I want to share that story. I probably articulated it better on Quora. I kind of gave the person some examples of how to get there. You've probably seen them. I have plenty of videos on my site on how to save money, also how to earn money. I have those playlists, so check those out. Hit the like and subscribe button again. Really appreciate that. Helps the channel grow. And I will see you next time.